How do you respond to critics who say the bodily resurrection of Jesus is not necessary? It is enough to believe that Jesus' spirit was raised from the dead.
I think, in fact, that the idea of a spiritual resurrection is an oxymoron. It's really a contradiction in terms. I would challenge any critical scholar to explain to me clearly and carefully what the difference is between the resurrection of an immaterial, unextended, intangible, invisible body and the immortality of Jesus' soul. Everyone agrees that the New Testament, and particularly Paul, did not teach the mere immortality of Jesus' soul. But I cannot understand for the life of me what the difference is between this supposed spiritual resurrection body and the simple idea of the immortality of the soul. And the immortality of the soul is a Greek notion. It's not a New Testament notion in terms of the final state of immortality. And therefore, I think that the fact that so many people find themselves averse to this physicality of the resurrection is a sort of vestige of Greek philosophy. It's a hangover of the depreciation of the material body, the physical body, and a sort of longing for a spiritual, heavenly existence, the soul escaping from the prison house of the body, that is simply, I think, unbiblical. So I would say, in the first place, that the idea of a spiritual resurrection really cannot be sustained because it's not distinct from the immortality of Jesus' soul. In addition to that, however, I would argue that the New Testament quite clearly teaches the resurrection of the body. Paul is very clear that it is the body that is buried, the body that is sown, that is the same body that will be raised. It is numerically identical. There is not the replacement of the earthly body with a new body, a substitute body. There is numerical identity, but a transformation that occurs between the earthly body and the resurrection body. A transformation that involves a transition from mortality to immortality, dishonor to glory, from corruptibility to incorruptibility, and so forth. But there's no suggestion that the earthly body is rescued from materiality. For Paul to talk about an unextended, invisible, intangible, immaterial body would simply be a contradiction in terms. So the very notion that Paul is talking about a resurrection body, I think, indicates the physicality of the resurrection state.